To wake up every morning in a new landscape without ever renouncing opulence. That is the engineering goal. We are exploring the collision of two incompatible worlds, the hostility of raw nature and the comfort of a 5-star suite. These are not campers. These are autonomous survival capsules disguised as luxury villas. Take the Kimberley Caravan. On the highway, it is a low-profile steel wedge, barely higher than the tow vehicle's hood to slash aerodynamic drag. But at the destination, the physics change. The low hum of a 12-volt hydraulic pump cuts the silence. Steel latches click open. The roof ascends vertically. In 60 seconds, a waist-high cargo box expands into a full-height living volume. No timber frames to rot. The chassis uses aviation-grade alloys and laser-cut thermoplastic. It is built like a bunker to survive environments that destroy standard equipment. Before we deploy into the wild, establish your coordinates. Report your location in the comments to verify the link. Systems are green. The map is loaded. The first coordinate is Australia, a continent that actively tries to kill you. Here, the Kimberley Caravan isn't just a vehicle, it is a survival capsule priced at €145,000. In transit, it cuts through the wind as a low-profile sealed unit. 5.5 meters of aerodynamic armor. The center of gravity sits low, hugging the terrain to prevent rollovers on shifting dunes. Then, the transformation begins. A switch triggers the electro-hydraulic system. The hum of the pump pressurizes the pistons. The roof assembly lifts vertically, expanding the internal volume like a mechanical lung. A metallic click signals the lock. Hard shell mode is off. Living mode is on. Unlike traditional trailers that rot from the inside out, this frame contains zero structural wood. Aviation-grade alloys replace timber. Inside, flexible solar panels and a massive lithium bank power induction cooking and climate control without the noise of a generator. Silence is the ultimate luxury. It carries its own reverse osmosis plant to turn swamp water into a drinking supply, leaving the compact mechanics of the Australian outback. We cross the ocean to the land of sheer displacement. The American approach ignores folding mechanisms in favor of industrial dominance. The Earth Roamer SX is not a camper. It is a fortress built on a commercial Chevrolet 6500 chassis. The engineering philosophy here is simple: brute force. It stands on military-grade tires measuring 43 inches in diameter. That is rubber reaching the chest of an average adult, while the independent air suspension fights specifically to keep the chassis level on 40-degree rocky inclines. The interior ignores the violence outside completely. This is the central engineering contradiction. Behind the armored shell lies a sanctuary of solid American walnut and hand-polished granite. The suspension absorbs kinetic energy so effectively that delicate stone countertops remain intact while the vehicle climbs a mountain. True luxury here is measured in autonomy. With 1,600 watts of solar capacity, the only limit to your isolation is a fresh water tank holding exactly 1,000 liters. While the American approach relies on brute horsepower, German engineering prefers the scalpel. This is the Morello Empire Liner, a masterclass in impossible materials. Inside the bathroom, the walls are not lightweight plastic composite. They are slabs of natural stone. Heavy, cold, permanent. You run your fingers across the rough granite texture while the vehicle cruises at 60 miles per hour. The chassis absorbs the massive weight of the rock without a tremor. Beneath your feet, the floor radiates heat from hidden hydronic loops, but the stone shell protects a digital nervous system. The cockpit monitors the perimeter with a 360-degree camera network equipped with infrared sensors. Outside, it is pitch black. On the dashboard, the night turns into green daylight. It offers the situational awareness of a military command post. Even the water is scrubbed by physics. An ultraviolet reactor blasts every drop, sterilizing the tank instantly. The walls utilize insulation standards usually reserved for high-altitude fuselages. You shut the door. The highway noise vanishes. Absolute silence. We leave the static defense of the German fortress behind and return to American soil. Here, the philosophy shifts from surviving the apocalypse to conquering the interstate. The Integra Coach Cornerstone. At 44 feet long, this vehicle is essentially a massive sail catching every gust of wind. Usually, piloting a rig this size in a crosswind is a physical workout. White knuckles, constant oversteering. But here, the sensation is eerie stillness. The Easy Steer system acts as an invisible hand on the column. Sensors detect the lateral push of the wind and mechanically adjust the steering resistance in milliseconds. Outside, a gale might be hammering the sidewalls. Inside, the steering wheel remains dead center. No vibration, no fight. This digital silence protects a bizarre chronological shift. The interior cabinetry is not printed by machines but hand-carved by the Amish. Old-world craftsmanship sits directly on top of the AquaHot 450D boiler system, a 50,000 BTU furnace that turns diesel fuel into unlimited hot water and radiant floor heat. It is a rolling Beverly Hills villa with the engineering to delete the sensation of movement. We have achieved the pinnacle of luxury housing, but where do we put the Ferrari? Germany enters the game again with the Vario Perfect 1200 Platinum. While American rigs focus on tradition, this 3-axle giant focuses on kinetic integration. The rear chassis wall is not a bumper, it is a hydraulic gateway. The panel lifts. A cantilever platform descends to the pavement. In less than 2 minutes, the whole swallows a Mercedes SL or a Porsche 911. The car sits directly beneath the master bedroom, yet not a single cubic inch of living space is compromised. Inside, the technology targets the driver's brain. The cabin uses circadian lighting that shifts spectrums automatically. Cool white for focus at noon, warm amber for melatonin production at dusk. It forces the body to sync with the solar cycle. To keep this biological clock running, high-density lithium banks provide 72 hours of silence off the grid. The Vario masters the art of the rear-loading garage. While the Vario operates from the rear, this German titan breaks the chassis geometry with a lateral strike. The Volkner Mobil Performance S installs a patented sliding platform directly between the axles. It is not just storage, it is a display case for a Bugatti Chiron. 18 tons of steel hover over the hypercar. Above this mechanical vault, the kitchen island is overshadowed by a Burmester sound system worth 300,000 euros. That is the cost of a brand new Ferrari spent entirely on speakers. The hydraulic drawer slides back into the belly, sealing the car inside the frame. The hydraulic garage is raw iron and grease. This is different. This is tactile ecstasy. Enter the Newell Coach P50, a 14-meter-long testament to sterile perfection, sculpted in collaboration with Porsche design. While the exterior imposes dominance, the interior demands a physical reaction. You are not walking on carpet, you are stepping onto heated marble slabs cut to millimeter precision. Every surface is a statement of cold, heavy luxury. The faucets are not merely colored, they are plated in genuine gold. The kitchen operates with professional-grade Miele appliances that feel solid enough to outlast the chassis itself. There are no mechanical curtains to break the visual lines. Instead, a single tap on a digital panel alters the molecular structure of the glass, shifting the windows from transparent to opaque in a fraction of a second. Buried deep beneath this marble cathedral lies the only piece of dirty mechanics allowed. A Cummins X15 engine generating 605 horsepower. It pushes this heavy sanctuary for 2,000 kilometers on a single fill, ensuring the owner never has to touch the ground. This level of customized isolation commands a price of 2,150,000 euros. The golden faucets of the Newell fade into insignificance when the next object starts to grow. Upwards. This is the heat. A road-legal fortress that requires 22 wheels just to distribute its crushing weight across the asphalt. But the real engineering anomaly happens when the parking brake engages. The driver activates the primary hydraulic bank. A low-frequency hum vibrates through the chassis as 8 industrial pistons synchronize. The roofline separates from the body. Tons of steel and reinforced glass begin to rise vertically. 30 seconds. That is all it takes to defy highway physics. The single-level trailer expands into a 2-story vertical mansion, generating over 1,100 square feet of living space. It is a volume vast enough to house a private cinema capable of seating 30 people comfortably. This is not camping. It is a tactical deployment of Hollywood luxury, allowing stars like Will Smith to maintain a level of life equivalent to a Beverly Hills estate in the middle of a remote desert. For 2,400,000 euros, the hydraulics hiss one last time, lock into place, and the heavy steel settles into absolute stillness. But mere size is a primitive metric. In the Austrian Alps, the rules of geometry change to favor alien aerodynamics. Why does the windshield bulge outward like the compound eye of a giant predator? This is the manifesto of the late Luigi Colani, a designer who declared war on the straight line. He believed nature builds exclusively in curves, and the Marchi Mobile Element Palazzo Superior follows this biological law. The cab is not a brick, it is a fluid organic sculpture designed to slice through the air rather than push it. The circular glazing provides a complete 180-degree panorama for the driver, eliminating blind spots through sheer geometry. The strange shape serves a cold, mathematical purpose. Combined with a chassis cast from carbon fiber, this bio-design design reduces fuel consumption by 20% compared to a standard boxy truck, a massive efficiency gain for a 20-ton vehicle. While a Sky Lounge mechanically rises from the roof to host parties for Persian Gulf oil magnates, the interior luxury is secondary to the exterior engineering. It stands as the most expensive mobile home in the world, priced at nearly $3 million, yet it remains helpless the moment the asphalt ends. Designer quirks are useless when the asphalt ends and the world begins to crumble. The Unicat MD715Q does not care about aerodynamics, it cares about survival. Outside, the massive Mercedes Zetro 6x6 chassis crushes granite under 10 tons of pressure, creating a deafening mechanical roar. Inside the composite capsule, there is only dead silence. It costs €1,400,000, the price of a luxury villa spent on a mobile bunker. It crosses rivers 1.2 meters deep, submerging the grille without choking the engine. The terrain shifts from hard rock to fatal soft dunes. A switch activates the central inflation system. Compressed air hisses through the axles. The tires expand while rotating, widening the footprint to float over sand like a tracked vehicle. No stopping required. Inside, luxury is stripped to bare necessity. Aluminum furniture resists fire. 800 liters of diesel provide a range that rivals military convoys. It guarantees 30 days of total autonomy. While the outside world descends into chaos, the interior maintains a perfect, terrifying quiet. If German automotive engineering is survival, the American School of Liberty Coach is imperial dominance. The foundation is a Prevost stainless steel monocoque structure, rigid, unyielding. For $3.4 million, the focus here shifts from interior aesthetics to engineering paranoia. While the cabin features Italian marble with continuous veins, the true cost lies in the systems hidden behind the panels. The vehicle utilizes security protocols derived directly from commercial aviation. Solid-state switching replaces traditional breakers, monitoring every circuit thousands of times per second. Reliability is absolute. Two 20-kilowatt Kohler generators provide the electrical heartbeat. The process is seamless. If the primary unit falters, the secondary system engages instantly to prevent even a millisecond of power loss. This ensures a CEO can direct a global merger while traveling at 70 miles per hour. The coach operates with total energy independence. But even liberty fades before what Featherlight engineers did to the concept of interior trim. This is the Featherlight Vanterre Platinum Plus. The price tag hits $2,800,000. That is the cost of a sprawling estate in the Hamptons compressed into 45 feet of steel. Here, weight is not an enemy to be managed. It is a status symbol. Rare sapele pommel wood from West Africa lines the cabin walls. The grain is complex, swirling like trapped smoke under layers of lacquer. This organic warmth contrasts violently with the floor. Cold, heavy slabs of Inca marble add thousands of pounds to the chassis. Walking from the entryway to the lounge is a shift from freezing stone to deep, pearlized leather. Even the hardware rejects compromise. The faucets are not chrome. They are plated in 24-karat gold. Look up. The ceiling is a geometric grid of Swarovski crystals. Light hits the cut glass. Prisms scatter across the salon. It is a rolling jewelry box. But why equip a diesel machine with a sound system tuned to the acoustics of a European opera house? Because at this level, the client demands total auditory isolation. The roar of the highway is deleted. The final display of dominance is hidden underneath the floorboards. A hydraulic bay drops from the chassis with a mechanical hiss. Steel ramps deploy. The owner drives a full-size sports car directly into the fuselage. While others polish gold, Kenworth breaks physics, going not wide but up. This machine acts less like a vehicle and more like a mobile skyscraper. A hydraulic glass elevator slices vertically through the cabin, carrying passengers from the garage to the penthouse. It opens onto a hydroponic garden bathed in the violet hum of UV growth lamps. The scent of fresh basil mixes with the faint ozone of server racks. Here, an artificial intelligence system runs the kitchen, calculating caloric needs and managing inventory before the owner even feels hungry. The scale is disorienting. At 18 meters long and the height of a standard two-story suburban home, it creates its own horizon line. Beneath the living quarters, a concealed vault swallows a 2,000 horsepower electric hypercar. A hydrogen hybrid heart pumps enough power for 30 full days of off-grid survival. The price for this self-sustaining fortress is €8.9 million. Total isolation in any corner of the globe. However, for the cost of a single replacement tire on that previous Fortress, you gain something the billionaires cannot buy: true accessibility. The A-Liner Expedition is an engineering slap in the face to the heavyweights. $40,000, less than 900 kilograms. While the massive cruisers require reinforced roads, this unit utilizes the oldest structural philosophy in history, the triangle. The A-frame design eliminates the aerodynamic drag of a brick, cutting through the wind behind a standard SUV. It sacrifices marble floors and hydroponic gardens for pure tactical mobility. You reach the remote cliff edge where the giants cannot follow. Release 2 latches. The walls swing upward and lock into place. Time to full deployment, 30 seconds. From marble floors to a tent in 30 seconds. This spectrum shows the true face of the industry. To visualize the rarest mechanics on this list, we went beyond traditional cameras. We utilized high-fidelity artificial intelligence simulations based on actual technical blueprints, digital precision where lenses cannot reach. Now the engineering stops and the choice begins. A multi-million-dollar Fortress or a tactical deployment system? Write your decision in the comments below.